Hi everybody, my name is Donna and I'm an early childhood music specialist, and today I thought I would share some tips on how to sing with children, because as I've said before, I think that it's really important that everyone who is working with children, whether you're a parent, caregiver, early childhood educator, or other kind of service provider, is bringing lots of music into their lives, especially daily or as often as you can. And I feel like with singing, we often feel that there's a lot of messages in our society about who should or shouldn't sing, and it makes me very sad because I think everyone should feel comfortable singing in front of other people. And I think that a lot of times people think that it's just some kind of innate ability, and it isn't. It's just skills. It's just things that you can learn. And and I have a lot of privilege, which is how I was able to learn how to sing. And so I just wanted to talk a little bit about singing with children. The first thing that is so important is children don't care about whether or not you sound like someone on TV. The most important thing is that children can see whether or not you're enjoying singing, because then they're going to feel like they can enjoy singing. If as adults we're feeling too shy and insecure and we're saying messages like "I can't sing," then children are going to hear those messages and they're going to think, well, maybe there are some people who just can't sing, and maybe I shouldn't sing either, especially if it's a parent or a caregiver. So that's the first thing that I was going to say, is that it's really important to just feel really positive about your voice and just express yourself. The second thing, in terms of technique, I can give you one rule that almost always works, which is essentially, if it hurts, you're doing it wrong. That's all you really have to know. When we hear a singer that, when we talk about it being painful, that's usually because they're doing something that's hurting their voices. So that's the best advice I can give you, is to just, I practice a lot of mindfulness and meditation, and I find that really helpful, but just really paying attention to your body and feeling, and just paying attention to how it feels when you sing. And as long as it always feels comfortable, then you're probably doing great. So that's another thing. The other thing that I think a lot of adults sometimes may not know is the ideal range for singing with children. It's quite narrow, and because their voices are smaller, it's a little bit higher than what especially women or people assigned female at birth will be comfortable with. So if you're a woman, you're going to be in a lower, probably more comfortable singing a little lower, from about to a G to a C, because that's your speaking voice, that's your chest voice, because that's what you practice all day long. That's what you use. And so it's very easy to take that into singing. Right? So that's what we call our chest voice. For children, they're actually using their chest voices most of the time too when they're singing, and but it's a much higher range, and it's generally we want to stay between, for children age 5 and under, staying from D, F sharp, G, A to about there. That's a good range to stay for most children's repertoire. So you can think about it, you don't have to be in the exact key necessarily, but you can think about it as just slightly higher than what you may be comfortable doing if you're a woman or assigned female at birth. So you're going to be using more of your head voice, and it's going to feel a little bit weird, or kind of like you're floating and a little bit insecure if you're not used to it. One way to access your head voice, you can try going whoo, whoo, or making little puppy sounds, anything like that. That's how you get that head voice. And that's how you can get into that ideal range that children can pitch match to. Because when you're singing down lower, I'm sure it sounds wonderful for most of you if it feels good and it feels comfortable. but even if it's a baby who maybe is not able to pitch match right away, we want them to be able to start singing with you and start trying to match pitch with you eventually. So that's why we want to get it a little bit higher up in this range. So just as an example, I'm going to sing zoom, zoom, zoom. Zoom, 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 we're going to the moon. Zoom, 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 we're going to the moon. If you want to take a trip, climb aboard my rocket ship. Zoom, 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 we're going to the moon. So if you were singing along with me, that's how you can get to know that ideal range that you'll be able to sing in, so that children can sing along with you. For men or people assigned male at birth, you are in a much easier position because the male comfortable chest voice is closer to that ideal range for children, from about a D, F sharp A again, around there. So you can probably sing in a comfortable range for you an octave below, and the child will be matching the octave up. And this is really good for them to understand that you can match a pitch and it's not exact, especially matching pitches with octaves. So for men, you have a little bit of an advantage there. As an example, Rafi, we all love Rafi. He's fantastic. And he's singing in this really comfortable, easy range for himself that children, because a lot of his earlier albums, especially, there's a lot of children singing along with him, and you can hear they're all able to sing along with him so easily because he's singing in that ideal range for children. And then, of course, for women, you can just go an octave up, like where the children are as well. And also for men, if you want to, if you're feeling really comfortable, you could just sing in falsetto too. I don't know enough about falsetto other than I know that it can be quite tiring on the voice. So just, again, if it hurts, if it's feeling tired, we don't want to be doing it. And then the other thing I was going to say is, if you are a trained singer, especially, we want to make sure that we're using a tone that is light and easy for them to imitate. Because if your voice is too heavy, too full, too much vibrato, you risk, and this is something that I struggle with, by the way, in my classes, and I have to watch it. What happens is that you risk the children trying to mimic you. And this is how children can really hurt their voices, is by trying to sound like adults. There's lots of examples. I won't go through them right now, but children, especially child performers, have absolutely ruined their careers just by trying to sing too much like an adult. So that's really important, that we're always encouraging childlike singing with children. So yeah, and of course the important thing, as I said at the beginning, just have fun with it, show enthusiasm, and that's the best way to get children singing. All right, thank you so much. If you like this video, please like and subscribe or even share it, and have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.